Apple HomePod Mini Review. Apple's cheap speaker offers amazing sound. For anyone looking to enter the Apple Smart ecosystem, or who has an Apple Music subscription, the HomePod Mini is the speaker to go for. It's far cheaper than some might expect, packing mighty sounds and an elegant design for under $100, £100, 150 Australian dollars. However, Siri and the smart home experience still need some work, even years after launch. The Apple HomePod Mini is the tech giant's smaller, cheaper version of its flagship smart speaker, the Apple HomePod, which Apple has now confirmed will be discontinued. It's one of the cheapest devices Apple has ever put out, at $99, £99, 149 Australian dollars. It's almost affordable for most, although it's going head-to-head with devices that can cost a fifth of that price at times, with the Amazon Echo Dot or Google Nest Mini being seen as its chief rivals. The first of these is the setup process. You'll need an iPhone or iPad to use the HomePod Mini, and you can simply hold your device near the new HomePod Mini and the connection is instant. For us, the audio performance is the key reason to buy the HomePod Mini. It's excellent for a speaker that's so small, and it really feels like the right mix of value for money and sound quality. The bass isn't too heavy, vocals aren't lost in the mix, and when you pair two minis, the stereo experience is really immersive. One of the biggest issues we encountered was when using the HomePod as a smart voice assistant. It works best if your family is set up with multiple Apple devices, but controlling your smart home devices with your voice is still hit and miss. We experienced multiple occasions when lights would turn on and off on command, only for a lamp or plug socket to randomly stay on, requiring us to issue a second command in order to get it to switch off. If your voice commands don't work flawlessly every time, using a smart speaker instantly becomes a frustrating experience. However, if you like using Siri and you've got an Apple Music subscription, buying a couple of HomePod Minis should be an easy choice. The sound quality is exceptional for the size, and the interconnection with Apple's smart home is largely strong, in spite of some issues. The HomePod Mini launched on November 16, 2020, and cost $99, £99, 149 Australian dollars. That's far cheaper than the original Apple HomePod, which cost $349, £319, 499 Australian dollars when it launched in 2018. That pricing also puts the HomePod Mini in direct competition with the new Amazon Echo 2020, which cost $99.99, £89.99, 149 Australian dollars, and it also shares a fairly similar spherical design. The Apple HomePod Mini setup process is incredibly simple. It's easily the best we've seen for any smart speaker, especially if you've not owned a smart speaker before and are worried that setting one up would be a complicated business. Once you've taken it out of the box and plugged it in, you'll be greeted with a small light that glows at the top of the speaker. Hold your iPhone near to the HomePod Mini and you'll get a notification that asks if you'd like to connect. Tapping this will activate the camera, which you can use to find the swirling light on top. Once it's been located, it's then a few simple taps to transfer key information to the device. Things like the Wi-Fi network are crucial, as that's how the HomePod Mini communicates with the world around it, and it's great to not have to dig out your Wi-Fi password again. You'll also have your Apple ID synced across, as well as the choice of whether you want to enable it to just log information for you, or allow personalized info for other people in your predefined household. The small sphere sits on a flat bottom, and while it's weighty enough to not get easily knocked around, it's got nowhere near the heft of the original HomePod. That lack of weight also means you won't need to worry about it marking the surface it sits on, as could be the case with the larger HomePod. The speaker is covered with a gray or white mesh, depending on your choice, and the power lead plugs into a USB-C charging block, which, thankfully, is included in the box, which isn't the case with the recent iPhone 12 range. Actually, given that this charging block retails for $19, £19, 29 Australian dollars, there's actually something of a saving to be had here, as you can use it to fast charge an iPhone too, although you'll have to unplug the HomePod Mini while you're doing that. It's a shame that Apple didn't make the HomePod Mini portable, with a small battery inside like the Sonos Move, but that would have increased the size, and taken away from how impressively compact this little speaker is. It's easy to slot in discreetly around the home, but equally it looks fine placed on top of a bedroom cabinet or prominently displayed on a shelf. We noted above that the HomePod Mini design is similar to the new Amazon Echo 2020 in being spherical, but that speaker doesn't have 360-degree sound, which Apple has packed into the new HomePod. The sound is guided from the internal driver down to the base of the HomePod, where it's fired outwards to create a more immersive sound. Inside the HomePod Mini is the new S5 chipset, which enables computational audio according to Apple, In other words, the HomePod will analyze the song that's playing and alter the response of the speaker accordingly. The ability to tweak the audio output on the fly to improve the sound quality in real time, plus the use of a full range driver and 2 passive radiators, makes for very impressive performance indeed, and the results speak for themselves. The treble frequencies and vocals are really clear in every song, punching through bassy tracks with ease. Everything we tested had a good balance, and even though the bass was often strong, it wasn't overpowering for any genre. The midtones were smooth, especially in pop songs, and cranking the sound levels didn't introduce distortion. If anything, the room-filling experience was enhanced at maximum volume. There is one thing we do wish Apple would give us the option to control. The light on the top of the HomePod mini is illuminated when it's playing music, and that makes sense, but if you're using the speaker to help you get to sleep, by playing rain sounds, or mimicking the ocean and so on, it's rather bright. Apple sorely needs a night mode for its speakers, as you want to be able to say "Hey Siri, good night" and not have the HomePod scream back "Okay, the scene is set good night," waking up half the household and lighting up the room, when you want to keep listening to music. In that respect, the HomePod mini is a useful tool. When it was announced alongside the iPhone 12, Apple went to great lengths to talk about how Siri is such an intuitive assistant, one that could easily help you on your phone, in your car, and when you're wandering around your home. There are some more useful features on hand, but it depends on how integrated you are with onboard Apple apps. You'll need to be using the default calendar app to ask what appointments are coming up, and having Apple Maps set up to learn about traffic on your commute. Things like asking "Hey Siri, what's my update today?" will give you weather, appointments, and the latest news as a short podcast, but we didn't use this functionality all that much. Interacting with Siri is pleasant enough, with the cadence of its voice improved to be more natural sounding in recent months. This is something Google and Amazon are trying to do with their assistants too, and it makes a big difference. One thing that still needs improving is Apple Smart Home integration. Getting devices to pair with your smart setup isn't too hard, although there are a few steps to go through, but so often we were met with the equivalent of a virtual shrug when trying to turn our smart devices on and off. Also new with the HomePod mini is the Intercom feature, which enables you to tell Siri via your phone or HomePod to make announcements that are played on other HomePod speakers in your home. This feature is going to be expanded in the months to come. You'll be able to make announcements on all devices connected to a household, be it iPhone or AirPods, so you'll be able to announce things to your family from afar and know that everyone heard.